báyé ṣe ń lọ ní ìsìn gan ọlọ́mọdé ò jẹ́ pé fúnra wa gan lápadà báyé rẹ gan torí ńgbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ti sú wa fúnra wa lápadà sọ pé kọ́ lọ́mọ bọ̀ àìkúlẹ̀ ní rẹ́sipẹ́tì ní ká máa sọ pé à ń dúró de àsìkò ọlọ́run àbí ilé ayé tá a pè lọ́jà tó jẹ́ wípé àmọ́jọ́ ọjà mọ́ gbogbo ẹ ti dá páro ẹ má wulẹ̀ jà fi ìtìjú kárùn ẹ já sọ́ down everywhere. Àwọn tí ó lọ ọ̀run àpáàdé mọ́ tètè gbọ̀nà orí wọn níbẹ̀ jìnnà àwọn tá a sì lọ ọ̀dọ́ náà náà káyé tè múra kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
70 years old man.
Koiki Media, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media. Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwa sálára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media. Closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdán, ọgbẹ́jẹ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wa.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe gírí. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
Koiki Media, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádémádé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ́ẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ́ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koiki Media ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Egun ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you up closer to your doorstep.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòtún kan kí oko lára ni.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́ àwa ní bàbá o.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹ gbé polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà lágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sóní kẹta.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
A dúró tán, a tún pèrègèdè.
Wikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media we bring you up closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Is around o.
Give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bó mo pera mi padà ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn ra wọn ra pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jó lóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rìn wá lọ́wọ́ á pè wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ́n fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ da mi dúró títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lóńdò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wá lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
báyé ṣe ń lọ ní ìsìn gan Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ó jẹ́ pé fúnra wa gan lápadà báyé rẹ gan torí ńgbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ti sú wa fúnra wa lápadà sọ pé kọ́lọ́ máa bọ̀ àìkulẹ̀ ní respect ní ká máa sọ pé à ń dúró de àsìkò Ọlọ́run àbí ilé ayé tá a pè lọ́jà tó jẹ́ wípé àmọ́jọ́ ọjà mọ́ gbogbo ẹ ti dá páro ẹ má wulẹ̀ jà á fi ìtìjú kárùn ẹ jẹ́ á sọ́ down everywhere. àwọn tí ó lọ ọ̀run àpáàdé mọ́ tètè gbọ̀nà orí wọn níbẹ̀ jìnnà àwọn tá a sì lọ ọ̀dọ́ náà náà káyé tè múra kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
70 years old man. súnmọ́ bí ẹ̀wà gbọ́ ìròyìn ayọ̀ ńlá kan mà ní mo mú tọ̀jú wá. RBE virtual bank èyí jẹ́ ọ̀kan pàtàkì lára àwọn ilé ìfowópamọ́ orí ayélujára tó ń rí sí rúbà yan owó tí a ṣètò fún orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ náà tún ni wípé kò sí irú owó tí ẹ ò lè fi dúnàádúrà lórí RBE virtual bank. Ìbáà ṣe dọ́là tàbí owó euro tàbí pound sterling, West African CFA, Gambia dollars àti Libyan dinar. Bákan náà ni náírà Nàìjíríà ò gbẹ́yìn rárá. Ẹ̀yin lè kówó yín pamọ́ sí RBE virtual bank kẹ́ ẹ bá lè borí bọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náírà tó fojoojúmọ́ ń ṣòjòjò. Ó yálẹ̀ tí ẹ mọ̀ pé rúbà kan ṣoṣo dọ́là méjìlá ni $12 to one rúbà. Kò wá tán síbẹ̀ o lè fowó ránṣẹ́ sí òkè òkun. Àwọn tó wà lókè òkun náà sì lè fowó ránṣẹ́ sílé láti inú àpò ìṣúná rúbà àti owó kì í sọnù níbẹ̀. Ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ wà lórí owó tẹ́ ẹ bá fi pamọ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ orí ayélujára yìí. Tètè lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀ lónìí kí o sì gba nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ tirẹ̀. Fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń bí àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, ẹ pè Bishop Adesina sórí WhatsApp nọ́mbà yìí +2349067050000 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí +2349067050000. WhatsApp nìkan ni kí ẹ ti pe nọ́mbà yìí o tàbí kí ẹ kàn sí wẹ́bsáìtì wọn ìyẹn ní www.rbebanking.org. Bákan náà lẹ lè gba mobile app wọn sílẹ̀ látòrí Google Play Store. Rúbà owó àwa ọmọ Yorùbá RBE virtual bank ló ń ṣètò ẹ̀. Tètè forúkọ sílẹ̀ kó tó pẹ́ jù.
And a very good evening and welcome to Koiki Media Live from London. Today, Amaje, 13th day of the month of November 2024, and we should have ample of time to go through the discussion of tonight. I want you to take a look at the topic because every program has its own topic, and the reason why we put topic there is just for you to have a guide of what we want to discuss. So tonight, what I'm going to be discussing has got to do with two different areas. I'm going to be talking about the Church of England, and I'm going to go back to the final discussion on the Aregbesola that has now warned Nigerians that there is a war that is looming around the corner. Many of us might remember or not that there is a particular good friend to Bukwari, another Fulani terrorist. You might probably not know him with the image in front of you. The individual to your right-hand side is a well-known figure, Muki Babami Pavilion TV. The rest of you, I will leave it like that for now because I don't want to be distracted. But we need to recognize our media that are working back to back. Arákùnrin tí ẹ ń rí ní on the right hand side. Ẹ lè má mọ̀ dáadáa látara image tí ẹ ń rí yẹn. I'm not talking about Raufu Aregbesola, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ Raufu Aregbesola. But mo ń sọ nípa alàgbà tí ó wà lẹ́yìn mi àbí tó wà níwájú rather on the screen. I want you to take a look at him very well. He's a very, very important man in the United Kingdom and around the world. And I'll be telling you a little bit about him. Like I always say, ẹ̀yin nìkan kọ́ ni à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. So tá bá ń sọ èdè òyìnbó lórí ètò wa níbí is because we have other individuals that we want them to listen to the program. And tonight is a very, very important program because it's going to dive into Church of England. Why Church of England? I will tell you more in the course of the program. lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí arákùnrin tí ẹ̀ ń wò ní iwájú yín ẹ lè má mọ̀ dáadáa sẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé ojú ọ̀ní wà familiar gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara àwọn tí a lè pè ní òyìnbó ó lórúkọ but àwòrán tí máa gbé wọlé nísìn you will recognize him much better, especially in the 8 years of the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tamosi, terrorist Muhammadu Buhari. And again, I'm sure now the face looks familiar. Bí ẹ bá wo àwòrán yẹn nísìn, you can tell that this particular man, according to him, was a very good friend of the former president Muhammadu Buhari. Kò wá ń ṣe Buhari nìkan ló nífẹ̀ẹ́, ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀yà kan ju ẹ̀yà kan lọ. Àmọ́ lénìí, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ni mo mú wá bá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Eléyìí ni láti fi dára wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, just to tell us again and again, according to the title tí mo gbé sórí screen. And the title tí ẹ bá wo àkọlé ètò tí ilé ìta ń bá lọ yìí. Aregbesola says there is going to be a war. Ogun ń bọ̀ nínú Nigeria. Also, Justin Welby, ìyẹn lorúkọ arákùnrin tẹ́ ń rí yẹn, resign. Kí ló fà á tó fi resign? Gbogbo yẹn náà ni mo máa ṣàlàyé fún wa in the course of the program tonight. And also, mo kọ síbẹ̀ pé Church of England is in crisis, just like bí UK ṣe fi wá sí crisis tí a wà nínú ẹ̀. Béèyàn kan bá dẹ̀ lọ, there will be more danger ahead, and that is the reason why ta ṣe ń pariwo síta lójoojúmọ́ pé àwọn tí ẹ̀ ń fọkàn tán, àwọn tẹ́ ń rò pé they have something to give you are also in crisis tonight. The whole of UK, especially pẹ̀lú arákùnrin tẹ́ ń rí yẹn, is in turmoil. Màá fún yín ní gbogbo details yẹn. Àtijọ́ Monday láti wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ fẹ́yìn tí ẹ bá ń tẹ̀lé wa dáadáa lórí ìkànnì tí à ń pè ní Koiki Media. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àwòrán tó máa wọlé nísìn tẹ máa tún rí. Ẹ rí pé nínú àwọn tọ́jọ́ dúró, àwọn ẹ̀yà tọ́jọ́ dúró, bóyá ẹ̀yà Yorùbá wà nínú ẹ̀ or not, but ẹ̀yà mẹ́ta tó wà nínú ẹ̀ àbí mẹ́rin, ìyẹn àwòrán tó máa wọlé lẹ́yìn tẹ́lẹ̀. We have 4 different Fulani individuals tó jẹ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́ sí arákùnrin. At least a mọ orúkọ èèyàn mẹ́rin tó jẹ́ àwọn ẹ̀yà Fulani nínú àwòrán tẹ́ ń wò yìí. Tá bá ti mú Buhari kúrò níbẹ̀, next to Buhari is Sultan of Sokoto. Ẹ má bínú pé the image is a bit blurred because mo blur ẹ̀ ni. I can give us as it is so that I change the image. Ìyẹn ló ṣe look blurred. But tí bá mú wá báyìí so that kó lè pé ọ̀nà méjì. Ẹ rí pé they are still the same set of people. Àwọn tẹ́ ń wò níwájú yìí, Buhari, Sultan of Sokoto, Gowon. Ta ló mọ bàbá onírùngbọ̀n funfun yẹn? Ta ló mọ orúkọ ẹ̀? Bàbá tó wà to the right hand side, Abdulsalam, òun ló máa ń wá peace tó bá fi ṣe election. Gbogbo ìgbà ló máa ń lọ wá peace. He's always looking for peace. He wants peace. And you can now tell that for a very long time, wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo wa ní gógó. Ìyẹn Church of England. Because when Yoruba people see images like these, they look at it as, wow! Èèyàn Ọlọ́run. And like I always say, ìjà ẹ̀sìn kọ́ là ń jà, but it is important that we bring to the conscious mind of millions of Yoruba people that for a very long time, the UK has told us lies. Lies upon lies. I welcome you into the broadcast. Moki Babawa, the leader of the Yoruba self-determination movement, and the one and only professor that believed that the lives of the Yoruba people should be much better than what it is today. The man that loves his children and his grandchildren and always wants to say that one people, one language, one culture must be given the right to self-determination. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mọ̀, bàbá yìí is pushing for us to be free quickly. But like I always say, Bàbá Akintoye ò ní sọ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ délẹ̀. He knows that we will leave Nigeria, but it will be a tough task. And he has been battling that task for the last 4 years. He also have many deputies and individuals that work with him láti lè fi ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọgbọ́n àtòye tá máa fi kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Àwa dúpẹ́ fún bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. K'Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ nínú ọlá ẹ̀ kó jẹ́ ká rí wọn pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́. K'Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ nínú ọlá ẹ̀ kó túbọ̀ jẹ́ kí bàbá pẹ́ ju bí a ṣe ń fẹ́ lọ. K'Ọlọ́run wá jẹ́ kí àsíá Yorùbá kí a lè declare lójú ayé wọn. But tá bá máa declare Yorùbá nation, all the sons and daughters of Yoruba must be fully ready to give him the final push láti lè jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe fún bàbá Akintoye. And what do I mean by that? We must be prepared for the painful task ahead. Kò dìgbà tí Biafra bá fẹ́ declare ní December 2nd ká tó gbéra. But it seems that àwa Yorùbá ń wá excuses láti fẹ́ fi ṣe tó yẹ káwa náà ṣe. We can tell the world tonight that we are prepared to exit. But it seems that àwọn kan wọ́n fa who ago sẹ́yìn and they don't want Yoruba to be free. Àwọn wo làwọn yẹn? Òun làwọn olóṣèlú àti àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ó wá wà very disheartening pé kàkà káwọn ọba wa gbéra ńlẹ̀ ṣe ni wọ́n ń dàbí ìgbà tẹ́ pé wọ́n fa ìtàǹgbé yẹn wọ́n fà wálẹ̀. And we pray that they will understand the reality of what we are fighting for. Nobody hates all our kings. We love them so much. But ṣé bá ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn làwọn náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa? I will leave that for you to judge. Ṣé báwa ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn ká fẹ́ gbara wa sílẹ̀? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ tiwa? I will let you be the judge. But one thing is that we will leave Nigeria either by fire or by peace. But èyí táwa ń sọ bọ̀, òun náà ni Aregbesola tí a tún máa ń mú ọ̀rọ̀ lọ sórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ló ń sọ fún wa pé ogun ti wọlé dé o. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ má sun àsunpara. Ogun ó ń bọ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní tógun bá ń bọ̀, èèyàn á máa prepare fógun. Lóòótọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ á máa ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun la mọ̀, àmọ́ ìparí ẹ̀. Bọ̀ ṣé kò dá ká wà nínú ogun fún 3 years? Ká dẹ̀ lọ tún orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn ṣe for 47 years as against what the British is proposing. Because èyí tí British ń propose, ìyẹn ò ní favour wa, and that will be a very difficult one tá a bá lọ accept it. So the choice is in the hands of us. Kò sí lọ́wọ́ bàbá Akintoye mọ́. But arákùnrin kan wà tó dúró gbọ́ngbọ́n tó dúró kí ni mo sọ gbọ̀ngbọ̀n. Arákùnrin náà ó jẹ́ kó yé wa pé òun ò ń ṣe ẹni tó ṣẹ̀ máa sọ fún wa pé ìjà Yorùbá ò ṣeé jà bí bàbá aláṣọ funfun, torí bàbá aláṣọ funfun ló ń jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ìjà ọmọ Yorùbá ò ṣeé jà. Eléyìí náà ń ṣe tán nígbà táwa náà bá ti gbéra ńlẹ̀. Wọ́n ní kò ní sógun àmọ́ a lè gbára wa sílẹ̀. Ọ̀nà wo la wá fẹ́ fi gbára wa sílẹ̀? Ó kù sémi àti ẹ lọ́wọ́. Nígbà táwa bá ti gbéra ńlẹ̀, arákùnrin tẹ́ ń wò lẹ́yìn ó náà máa tì wá lẹ́yìn. Kí ló wá ṣì ń bà wá lẹ́rù nígbà tí a ní Ọlọ́run tó ti òun lẹ́yìn, tí oríṣiríṣi prophecy dẹ̀ ń sọ pé ọ̀nà àbáyọ tó kù òun náà ni pé ká push out. Ṣé ó dìgbà tí Ìgbòho bá dé Nàìjíríà ni a fẹ́ push out ni, àbí kó tó dé gan kí gbogbo ẹ̀ ti máa rọ́kìrọ́kì? Torí pé arákùnrin látara in tó ti fi wọ̀n wá pé èèyàn tó lè bá wa dá sí nígbà táwa bá ti push out. Ṣé à ń dúró pé kí olóyè déná ká tó push out ni, àbí àjọ máa push out náà kí olóyè bá wa lẹ́nu ẹ̀? Àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn wà nílé tó jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn ńláńláńlá, àwọn èèyàn gbòógì tí wọ́n lè hold on the battle. Àti bá sọ pé battle, I'm talking about whatever the battle means to you. Kí ogun tí ìyẹn Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá tún sọ yìí kó má lọ dé bá wa lójijì, kó má di pé ọlọ́mọ ọ̀tọ́mọ ìyẹn máa ká wa mọ́lé. Kí ló wá ń fà á tí à ń bẹ̀rù nígbà tí olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Elédùmarè, Ìgbòho òòṣà tó jẹ́ kó yé wa pé gbogbo ìgbà kí ìgbà tá bá ti gbéra òun náà máa gbéra pẹ̀lú wa. Bó ṣe a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí olóyè kọ́kọ́ dé sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni kájọ wá máa ṣe ìwọ́de, àbáwá fẹ́ jáde ná? Èwo la fẹ́ nu méjèèjì? Torí pé olóyè ò ní sá sẹ́yìn nígbà tá bá jáde. So what are we waiting for is the question. We have every right to push out for a peaceful rally. And if we do not come out now, ogun tí Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá ń sọ yìí ó ṣeéṣe kó ká wa mọ́lé o. And it is in the best interest of every Yorubas and sons and daughters ká máa rò lọ́kàn o kó tó di pé wàhálà yìí lè lọ dé tí apá ò ní ká o. Eléyìí tó sì ń bẹ nísìn apá ń ka. Nígbà tí akúkú ti mọ̀, tí gbogbo wa ti rí pé in tá ń béèrè fún, ẹ̀tọ́ wa tá ń béèrè fún yìí, àwa kọ́ la ń sọ pé a nídẹ̀. Kódà àwọn ìjọba gan sọ fún wa pé ẹ̀tọ́ wa ni, right wa ni pé ká push out. Lóòótọ́ wọ́n sọ fáwa directly, but wọ́n sọ fún wa indirectly gẹ́gẹ́ bí evidence tí a ní lọ́wọ́. And what are the evidences? A máa mú kan jáde fún yín nísìn. Because the evidence is pointing out that tá bá jáde, in tí àwọn olóṣèlú tó jẹ́ àwọn tó ń darí Nàìjíríà, in táwọn náà sọ ni pé a lè ṣe. Lóòótọ́ kò ń ṣàwà ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, but in tó bá ti lè mú wọn máa sọ ilé níta. We also have all the right in this world láti lè jáde síta gẹ́gẹ́ bí arákùnrin ṣe sọ̀rọ̀.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been raging since 7th August last year. Of course, the conflict predates this period and has been simmering for a better part of half a century. What this tells us is that the international community has failed to live up to the spirit and aspirations of the United Nations to rid the world of inequality, violence, and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. The Palestinian people deserve their independence. They deserve to have a home of their own in territories already recognized by this very assembly and by international law, which is being routinely ignored. Nigeria continues to urge efforts to bring back on track the two-state solution that offers the prospect for a new beginning for the region. Nigeria reaffirms to supporting United Nations peacekeeping operations. We recognize the need for Africa to build strong and professional armies to meet the multiple challenges we face. Consequently, we reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African Standby Force, in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade, take-up, and effectiveness of today. We are.
Well, òun láti gbọ́ tí Shaitima ti sọ pé a ní right, inalienable right láti push out fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa tá à ń pè fún Yorùbá nation. So I'm going to come back to all that area. Mo kàn fẹ́ ká ní understanding pé kò sẹ́ni kankan tó ń dá wa dúró mọ́. Kò sí ẹnì kankan. Bàbá Akintoye ò ní a lè jáde láti ṣe ìwọ́de láti fi sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa. Ìwọ́de tá dẹ̀ ń sọ yìí kò ń ṣe pé ẹnìkan máa wá sí state kan, no. State ẹ ló máa wà láti máa jáde. Àdúgbò ẹ ló máa dúró sí láti máa jáde. Kò bá jẹ́ ìmárùn náà ni. Ó wá depend bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe pọ̀ sí ní state kankan. And we can do that even before December 2nd. Torí pé argument pé ẹ fẹ́ link December 2nd mọ́ Yorùbá nation. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi December 2nd àwọn Biafra sílẹ̀. Káwa fight fún right tiwa under the rules of self-determination, which is a right, and that right will be respected. So as we are now going to be diving into the discussion of the evening, we will be going straight to why is the Church of England tonight in crisis? And what led to the crisis? And why should we trust Church of England again? Because the same Church of England ni Buhari wá ń bá, ìyẹn Boko Haram, ni wọ́n jọ ń ṣe wọléwọ̀de for a very long time, about 8 years tí Buhari fi wà lórí oyè. Òun àti Church of England, ẹni tó jẹ́ adarí ẹ̀, lọ́jọ́ ń ṣe wọléwọ̀de. So what I'm going to be telling you us now is a lot of things that is happening within the last few hours. Látàárọ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ Church of England ló ti gba gbogbo UK pátápátá. And that is the reason why we are saying again to our loved ones that if you want us to exit Nigeria, trusting anything UK is not worth it at all. Church of England ló jẹ́ kó jẹ́ ibi tíyàn lè sá pamọ́ sí pé ẹ gbà wá o, ẹ ṣàánú wa o. But Church of England fúnra rẹ̀ gan, gbogbo àwọn tó sá pamọ́ síbẹ̀, they are all regretting it today. And that is the reason why we'll be going into the discussion in just a few minutes from now. My name again is Olayomi Koiki. You're new to the platform and you just want to support us and you don't know how. All the details are on the screen on how you can help this channel in terms of making it to grow and supporting it financially so that we can be able to do more and make sure that our broadcast continue to go on the different platforms and different places across the globe. As we are getting you ready to discuss this Church of England, once again, these are multiple images of Buhari and this particular man, tá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lálẹ́, tó ń pè ní Justin Welby. Ta ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Irú èèyàn wo ni? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí. Torí pé bí a ti ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí lálẹ́ yìí, rẹ́rẹ́ ti rún gan ní UK lórí ọ̀rọ̀ arákùnrin látara pé àwọn nǹkan kan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún tí kò gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lé lórí. Once again, let's go straight to it. So I'm going to bring us to the BBC because that is where you all trust your news, even though people like us believe that the BBC is a broadcasting bias corporation. But let's make use of it because program that Lale, at least it will make a big impact on it. Church of England, the abuse scandal that led now to the Archbishop of Canterbury resignation. Arákùnrin tẹ́ ń rí has resigned. Kí ló fà á? Kí ló ṣe? Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo ló ṣe tó fi ń resign? All this I will let you know in the broadcast. But let's move swiftly. Justin Welby has resigned as the Archbishop of Canterbury after facing increasing pressure to stand down over his failure to report prolific child abuser John Smith. Ìbéèrè ni mo ṣì ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ arákùnrin pé kí ló mọ̀ nípa Buhari táwọn ò mọ̀ tó lè sọ fáwa náà. Nítorí pé gbogbo ìgbà tí we were asking that Buhari is a terrorist, this man was shielding Buhari, making Buhari to the world as a good man. But according to the statistics, the same Buhari tó ń protect him made 29,000 Yoruba people to die in Nigeria. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ṣe birthday àtẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń ṣe birthday àṣọpọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀ láyé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ẹ̀mí wa sínú program tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ torí pé ó wà very very important because I as a journalist I am starting to think about different things because the relationship tí bàbá yìí ní pẹ̀lú Buhari, tẹ́ bá wo relationship yẹn kò ń ṣe ojú lásán. And the question I'm asking him tonight is, kí ló mọ̀ nípa Buhari tó shield Buhari for 8 good years tí Buhari fi ń pa àwọn ọmọ ènìyàn nínú Nigeria? You can see these are not Photoshop. These are original images of himself and a deadly Fulani terrorist man tó ń pè ní Buhari. But ó wá ṣe ni láàánú. Let's just take this and I'll come back in a minute. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been raging since 7th August last year. Of course, the conflict predates this period and has been simmering for a better part of half a century. What it tells us is that the international community has failed to live up to the spirit and aspirations of the United Nations to rid the world of inequality, violence, and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. The Palestinian people deserve their independence. They deserve to have a home of their own in territories already recognized by this very assembly and by international law, which is being routinely ignored. Nigeria continues to urge efforts to bring back on track the two-state solution that offers the prospect for a new beginning for the region. Nigeria reaffirms to supporting United Nations peacekeeping operations. We recognize the need for Africa to build strong and professional armies to meet the multiple challenges we face. Consequently, we reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African standby force in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade, take-up, and effectiveness of people. Today, we are
Nigeria is a star. Yoruba nation. No going back. Yoruba nation. No going back. Yoruba nation. No going back. Yoruba nation. No going back.
And welcome back once again to the live program. A ṣì ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Justin Welby. Kí ló mọ̀ nípa Buhari? What does he know about this former man that run Nigeria to the current situation that we are facing tonight? Is a question. Èmi kàn ń bí ni. Because the relationship between him and Buhari, òun ló ń lọ lọ́nkàn yẹn. Mo fẹ́ ká kọ̀ dibẹ̀ yẹn mú. So yẹ ká padà sórí átíkù yẹn. He has resigned as the Archbishop of Canterbury after facing increasing pressure to stand down over his failure to a prolific child abuser. Tó ń pè ní John Smith. Ìyẹn máa abuse àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ń tiẹ̀ ní. Prolific child abuser. Ìyẹn arákùnrin, ó dà pé ní arákùnrin. Eléyìí ni ó máa ń abuse àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké. Mo kàn fẹ́ ká rí ojú wọn ni. Torí ojú olè ìyẹn gbọ́dọ̀ gbé jáde. Church cover-up adherent abuse report. John Smith, QC ni o. Àwọn tó ń pè ní QC, equivalent to Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is believed to be the most prolific serial abuser to be associated with Church of England. Good evening and welcome to this live transmission. I just want us to start thinking, pé ṣé Buhari náà was a prolific terrorist that Justin Welby was protecting, so that tó bá ti ń ròhùn àti Buhari, wọ́n rí àwọn méjèèjì lọ́jọ́ ń wọléwọ̀de ó yá bá kí mi nílé káwọn èèyàn tètè mọ̀ pé èèyàn dáadáa ni mí. But knowing fully well that this man tó ń pè ní Buhari was a terrorist, head of the terrorists. Ìbéèrè là ń béèrè níbí báyìí àìtí ìbáyìí nìkan kan jà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ Channels Television 2017 Archbishop of Canterbury, ìyí tí ó tọ́jú èèyàn pamọ́, tí ó jẹ́ a prolific child abuser. Mo kàn fẹ́ ká máa note it down. Tẹ́ bá ní pen ẹ lè máa kọ sílẹ̀ kẹ́ má gbàgbé ibi tá a sọ̀rọ̀ dé. Ṣé rántí pé arákùnrin òun ni wọ́n pè ní kò ń ṣe Justin Welby ní child, ẹ má mix ẹ o, but òun ló shield bàbá ẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi lè mọ̀ pé eléyìí o, it's a most prolific serial abuser. Kí ló ń pè ní abuse? Many Yoruba people has been abused for the last 64 years. But ká tẹ̀ sọ pé àmọ̀ nípa yẹn. But I'm asking Justin Welby, what do you know about Muhammadu Buhari, the terrorist man táwa ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́? Because ká tẹ̀ sọ pé Yorùbá nation bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 2019. Archbishop of Canterbury was well aware that the Yoruba people were pointing finger to Buhari for the death of millions of Nigerians. Bó ṣe ni Archbishop ṣe ló ń bò mọ́lẹ̀. Èyí tó yẹ kó lo position ẹ̀ láti fi bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ síta pé terrorist ni Buhari, ṣe lòun àti Buhari ṣe ló máa ń wọlé wọ̀de àwọn tó ń sọ. But a ti wá mọ̀ pé ó protect arákùnrin kan tó ń pè ní John Smith yẹn lójú ilé tẹ́ ń wò ní bíbá. Prolific ilé máa abuse àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ni. Àwọn ọmọ bí ọmọ ọdún mẹ́ta, ọmọ ọdún méjì. Ó ṣàtìyẹ yìí ká má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀. Prolific, tó bá sọ pé nǹkan prolific, ògbólógbò ẹni tó mọ̀ nípa máa tọwọ́ bọ̀ dé àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ó lélẹ́yìí. À ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀. But ìtẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ máa link mọ́ ni pé kí ni arákùnrin tó resign lénìí kí ló dé tó sọ fún wa nípa kí ló mọ̀ nípa Buhari táwọn ọmọ? What does he know about the former president Muhammadu Buhari that we don't know? But let's go to 2017, according to the channel's page. Archbishop of Canterbury visit President Buhari. The Archbishop of Canterbury and the most senior bishop in the Church of England. I haven't told you that Church of England was involved in slave trade. That one is for another few minutes. But I'm still focusing on the child abuse that has now led to the Archbishop resigning tonight for the crime that was committed inside Church of England that he did not tell anybody, even though he was told. But I want us to now read more about some of the visits of Buhari to London, where he met this same Archbishop of Canterbury, the most senior bishop in the Church of England. Honorable Justin Welby has visited Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari at Abuja House in London. The president confirmed the visit on Thursday in a tweet, saying, "Very pleased to welcome the Most Reverend and Honorable Justin Welby, Archbishop of Canterbury, to Abuja House this afternoon. He has resigned today." Now, Edeka calculated 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 7 years after, we are now finding out that he knew about a prolific child abuser, but he said nothing about it. we are getting somewhere. Lóòótọ́, it might look like it's going to take longer. You can see why the God of the Yoruba land is with us. Because when we were seeing Archbishop with Buhari, we were calling his attention that Buhari is not a clean man. He's a terrorist. But Archbishop said nothing. She don't protect it. And this is why Yoruba nation is going somewhere. Torí pé àṣírí gbogbo wọn máa tú ni. Àti Archbishop o, àti Buhari ni o, ó wà láyé ni o, ó ti kú ni o. Let's go further. The president had been on vacation since January 23rd, has received quite a number of dignitaries since he extended his leave to take care of his health. Those who have visited him include the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogara, APC Chairman, Chief John Oyegun, APC Leader Senator Bola Tinubu, that has now become the President. We'll come back to him later. The President had handed over to his Vice President, Beudani, Professor Yemi Osibajo, Shotman Devil, before proceeding on leave. Although the President had made several calls to some leaders back home, including the governors of Kano and Niger State, as well as the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, and the former President, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, there have been calls for him to address Nigerians. You know, when Buhari came, he was just sitting in London as if, London was his home, because he was being protected by this man known as Justin Welby. Because if anybody take picture with Justin Welby, you must be a good man. You must be a man that I welcome you all as you're coming in. Because it will take us out of the program. But we will appreciate you all before the end of the program. I just want you to sit back and enjoy the program. It's exactly 17:30. My name is Lammy, and we are reviewing why Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, had to resign after 11 years in the post. Because what we know tonight is that Justin Welby, that was part of the Church of England, that knew about many children being used by the prolific child abuser, said nothing, kept quiet, and tonight he has resigned his position. Hallelujah. And this is the reason why we are saying to Yoruba people, you trust England, you trust Britain, you are all in big trouble. Never trust your enemies, but prepare for them in all different areas. Justin Welby, Kaksari Kaile Toka Topada So Anti Buhari, has now had to resign this position after 11 years. I'm even told that Lord Krudas will follow him as well. Alotunje Lord Krudas. So what they're podada and child abusers. One point kan náà ni wọ́n ní Lord Krudas. Wọ́n nílé náà mọ̀ ń pẹ́ o. Wọ́n nílé náà mọ̀ ń pẹ́ o. La ṣe ń gbọ́. But we will come back to him. À ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ òun. Ká kọ́kọ́ mú ẹ̀rí yẹn dáadáa. Níta kò gbọ́ nìyẹn. Mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yẹn. While as Archbishop of Canterbury, Ore Buhari, the evil Fulani former president, had to resign. A damning independent review. Now I want you to focus your mind here, because if you miss this section, you are missing the program. This is where you need to know the reason why he had to resign. Just as we are saying to UK, the reason why Nigeria needs to de-amalgamate is because many abuses has gone for too long. But it seems that British does not want that, or Britain rather. According to a damning independent review that was published last week, has now found the Archbishop, the former now, because he's no longer in that position, Looming, because we can't trust him anymore to that position again, so he had to resign. And that's what they do here anyway, as against African countries. You beg them to resign in African countries, they're not going to listen to you. And this is the kind of country I want. I want to be in a country where you do wrong, you resign, and you then have to face the consequence, whether we will charge you for criminal or whatever. I'm asking again tonight on this particular network, what do this Archbishop or former Archbishop knows about Buhari that was in hiding for a very long time that he needs to expose now, because we know that Buhari was an evil man. Ebami share button if you're enjoying the program. Very, very important. It was last week that we found out that Mr. Welby, the most senior bishop within the Church of England and other church officials, should have formally reported this serial child abuser as far back as 2013 to the police in the UK and authorities in South Africa. Again, ṣé ó mọ̀ nǹkankan nípa Buhari náà? Because if this man was aware of a crime to that extent in 2019, ó dẹ̀ pẹnu mọ́, mélòó ló mọ̀ nípa Buhari? We're not bringing anybody in, so don't even send a request. You are not going to be given that button. Listen, that's what we're doing here for. We listen. What I'm asking tonight is, ǹjẹ́ if we are now being told that Arakunle, this particular one, ojú ele ten wo yìí, baba prolific child abuser leleyo, bó ṣe rojú ẹ̀yẹn, and this is what they've done in Africa. This is what they've done to our psyche by telling us that, oh, we should remain in one Nigeria because they are white people. Lies upon lies. This is the time that you need to wake your mind away from the atrocity of Britain 1914 amalgamation by a white man called Lord Lugard. What a tupuni Lord. And I wonder why Yoruba people, intelligent people, wants to allow white people to tell them what to do if we are not being stupid. Now, let's go back to Archbishop. Good evening and welcome. Mo ní mà kí gbogbo yín tẹ́lẹ̀, but ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí ètò yìí ti fẹ́ parí. Gbogbo yín náà ni mo rí, ẹ bá ń gbọ́ wọlé share button. So, I'm just trying to figure in my head, Archbishop knew in 2013 that somebody was a prolific child abuser. He did not tell the police. What does he know about Buhari as well that we are now asking him? Maybe this is the time he might want to confess his sin. Otisha. Archbishop of Canterbury has committed a sin for not telling us why a prolific child abuser was not reported to the police and the South Africa authority. And tonight, he has now had to resign his position. Buhari is no longer coming to London. Hallelujah. He's now fit and strong. Amazing time to be alive. The same Buhari that in 2017 spent all his life in the UK, according to Channels Television, that he had to even address people from London. The same Buhari has not traveled to London as how many, somebody say no volume. You better remove your earpiece and go back into the program. Because my people are telling me it is very loud and clear. Buhari, in January 2017, spent all his days and weeks and months right here in London, while many Nigerians did not have access to good medical care. But that is not my problem on that. My problem is, what does Archbishop of Canterbury knows about Buhari that he might want to reveal to us tonight? Because the relationship he had with Buhari is not a normal relationship. It is a relationship of somebody protecting a terrorist. Because we know that Buhari was a terrorist. But yet, this same man that was protecting John Smith, a prolific child abuser, I'm told that the reason why he resigned was that he turned a blind eye. Failure to act promptly, the process was slow to act. He was protecting this child, the most prolific child of Syria. They even put Syria. You know, you normally watch that movie. They say a serial killer. This one is Syria child, prolific Syria abuser. Is a British barrister. Horrific and a violent abuse of more than 100 children, both young men, was covered up within the Church of England for decades. Not 10 years, not 20 years, not 30 years, for decades. Barrister John Smith QC is believed to be the most prolific serial abuser to be associated with the Church of England. A long-awaited independent review found it, just like the way we found out that Church of England was involved in slave trade. This Church of England, they are good at anything. And this is, our mother here says, Margaret Bijok says, Buhari, like many others, take offenses to do their personal things. Keep the comment coming. Now that this man have died at the age of 77 in Cape Town in 2018, but Church of England, the former Archbishop of Canterbury, knew that this man was a prolific child abuser, but he said nothing to anybody. I'm asking him now, what does he know about Buhari that he might want to confess his sin? Oh, confess his sin. QC John Smith died age 77 in Cape Town in 2018. He was accused of attacking boys at his Winchester home, who he had met at a Christian summer camp in Dorset during the 1970s and 1980s. So all this crime was happening in the 70s and in the 80s, just as the crime against individual indigenous people was done by Britain after a fraudulent amalgamation. And this is the reason why we need to continue to tell Britain that we can no longer live in your cocoon lies, that you have created a country of your choice. On a publication of findings, the Archbishop of Canterbury apologized again to victims and said John Smith's abuse had manipulated Christian truth to justice to justify his evil act. John Smith Otikunisi had also worked as a barrister representing morality campaigners Mary Whitehouse while he ran the camp for young evangelical Christians. According to the report of his physical abuse were revealed in an investigation by Channel 4. You see why you need to support media, especially independent media. So we are now inside Channel 4. Archbishop admit church failed terribly over abuse revelations. The Church of England has tonight apologized unreservedly after Channel 4 News investigation revealed that a prominent Anglican and evangelical and a former colleague of Archbishop of Canterbury is alleged to have severely assaulted boys and young men for decades. The alleged abuse was carried out by a prominent QC and a part-time judge called John Smith, who was the chairman of the Everett Trust, a charity closely linked to the church, which ran Christian holiday camps for public school students. The church admitted that it had failed terribly after this program learned that the trust had discovered the alleged abuse in 1982 but failed to report to the police. So who was protecting who? Why is Just Welby protecting Buhari? Because I'm sure he knew something about Buhari, but he needs to shield him from the public line. Don't make Buhari look like a bad man who. But we all know that Buhari, just as he was trying to kidnap Umaru Diko in the 80s, I'm sure Justin Welby knows about all these. Oh, maybe Justin Welby did not know that Buhari kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Hallelujah. You can see why I say that until the Yorubas understand that we are living with different demons that do not want Yoruba nation to happen, Church of England is one of them. Because Church of England should have supported the Yoruba people that wants to exit Nigeria because of the persecution of the Christians. But rather, this man was protecting evil Buhari until he's now been told by fire, by force, you have to resign. I'll come back to that in a minute. Let's come back to Channel 4 here. According to Winchester College, where some of the young men met John Smith, a 77-year-old man that died, but nobody told the police. Imagine if it was a black man like me that committed the crime. I'm using myself as a case study. Imagine if it was Olayomi Koiki that committed the crime. Do you think that Archbishop of whatever he called himself would not have reported me? He would have reported me now. Tó bá jẹ́ pé mi ni mo commit crime yẹn nísìn, he would have reported me because I'm a black man. But because òyìnbó sóyìnbó ni, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? So eléyìí fi ń sọ fẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá pé tó bá ń sọ fún ẹ pé òyìnbó kan wà níta tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ iye Yorùbá, irọ́ ni o. Ìntọ́ fẹ́ jẹ lára wa lọ nífẹ̀ẹ́, ìntọ́ fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa lọ nífẹ̀ẹ́, wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi àti ẹ láti bíbà síbẹ̀ yẹn. I'm going to open the phone line, but not yet. And please do not interrupt the program for now. Let's go further. The Archbishop apology comes after 6-month investigation. So tó bá ṣe investigation, kò ní resign. Ademaji Archbishop, Adegbe bag of lies. So how many of your GO, how many of your pastor, how many of your imam, how many of your babalawo are in the same position in Nigeria today? That they know the truth, but they refuse to speak out because they are covering somebody and they don't want anybody to know until we investigate them. And when you are going to investigate, you will need to invest in that. Yeah, Queen's Counsel is the meaning of QC. Mr. Omobolawon is educating me. They say, Koiki, when I say QC, it means the Queen's Counsel as a high-rank lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria. I like to be learning a lot on your comments because it's helping me as well. 5:45 p.m. My name is Olami Koiki. You might be saying, Koiki, kí lélẹ́yìí ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation? Ó ní ṣe púpọ̀. Just think about the lives of your churches in Nigeria. Telling us that Nigeria is still going to work. But only Nigeria is on the path of making itself the best in the world. I'm talking about your churches. Whether they are white garment, whether they are blue garment, whether they are moshalashi, whether they are, look at that as part of the reason why we are saying that trust nobody, because every one of them are liars, just like Yeah, it is 6:45 p.m. in the zoo. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún ọmọ Yorùbá pé this is the platform that will expose every single one of them. But investigation needs a lot of money as well. Káwọn ilé tó lè ṣe investigation yẹn they would have traveled to South Africa back and forth. Hello, mama náwó yẹn fún wọn. Níbo ló ti máa rówó yẹn? Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ pé ẹ dá sí iléeṣẹ́ yìí. Àwa náà ní àwọn investigation tá a lè lọ mú jáde wá fún yín. But the only way we can do that is if you support this platform continuously. And we are grateful to those of you that are doing so, judicially without even looking back. No matter how small. Some of my videos, and I'm grateful that other platforms are using my video. If 5,000 people have given us £1 every month, just 5,000 people, I'm offering £1 not £2, just £1. But it has to be 5,000 people. It is still not enough because media is a lot of resources. But I'm grateful to those of you that support. If you want to pay into my account, my First Bank is still going through some upgrade. What you can do, America is 1247. Thank you so much, Yawa. 61042901167. That's my OP account. It's an emergency account and it's been very helpful because I'm very happy that most of you are contributing into it most of the time. But what the First Bank is still have access to it, but it's going through some upgrade. So let's come back to the program quickly. I have to keep showing the account because sometimes people wants to know where to support. Nobody America no lewani. Ele fún wa ní naira, ele fún wa ní pounds, ele fún wa ní dollar. Kódà, they bá fẹ́ fún mi ní Zelle. Kódà, they bá fẹ́ fún mi ní Ruba, and gba Ruba no. Let's move swiftly because mo fẹ́ pẹ́ púpọ̀ lórí eléyìí náà. A ti ṣe 1 hour 8 minutes. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́yìn yàn pé wọlé after tí bá ti ṣe analysis ìtàn ká tó bọ́ sọ́dọ̀ Aregbesola. Let's dive into it. Let's see. I think this man was captured before he died. I believe this is it. So let's watch this video quickly.
This is my cousin.
Cherry teba ma mole e koma ema boxer ni. So let's watch it. Sorry, to mute mic me. I'm going to mute my mic so that we can watch the video together. This is Koiki Media bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Benny, God on our side, Yoruba nation must happen as quickly as possible. It is a welcome and a life for Nigerian public officers to spend public money freely. Who will query them? That's the problem.
Channel 4 News. We're told that you beat young men until they bled. Why did you do that?
I'm not talking about that.
Well, did you do it?
I'm not talking about that at all.
Well, one victim told us that you drove him to attempt suicide. Do you have any regrets for that?
I'm not talking about this. I'm sorry, it's...
Don't the victims deserve to hear why you did it?
How did you know I was here?
Don't the victims deserve to know?
Did you hear that? How do you know I was here? I got a call from US. I love your calls. I love your feedback. But don't call me and be asking me I should give you my own information for my only consumption. And let me explain what that. The caller called me and said, Baba Ekiti ṣe program. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa amalgamation. Ìbò ló ti rí evidence. Mo ní kò ń ṣe Baba Ekiti ló ń ṣe program. Èmi lèmi gbé jáde pé wọ́n ti sign amalgamation. And the person went a little bit shocked first. And to get around our calls here, wọ́n fẹ́ bring Baba Ekiti in. But nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé èmi gangan ni mo kọ́kọ́ gbé jáde pé wọ́n máa start to sign amalgamation. Ẹ wá mọ̀ pé ní ṣe wá kò pé kọ́ fèsì ni. Then we were going into the conversation. Then he went further and said, kémi wá bá àwọn tó organize event yẹn sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ní àwọn olú organize event mo ní láti bá sọ̀rọ̀. Èmi sọ fún yín pé based on intelligence, wọ́n ti sign amalgamation ẹni kí wọ́n bá yàn kan sọ̀rọ̀. Who the hell ni mo fi bá sọ̀rọ̀? Àwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà táwọn ọmọ tó ń lọ láyé. Bó ọmọ tó lọ láì wọ́n nínú now. Money ẹni tó organize event. Kí ni kàn mí pẹ̀lú ẹni tó organize event? Money I don't need ẹni tó organize event. Because kí ló kàn mí pẹ̀lú ẹni tó organize event? Money because intelligence sọ fún wa pé wọ́n ti pẹ́nẹ̀ ntí àwọn bá fi lè yọra wọn kúrò ní sí ni pé and I was exhibition ṣàlàyé fún ọ ni pé kọ́ ṣe fídíò kọ́ deny yẹn pé àwọn ọmọ kankan nípa amalgamation o àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ sign any amalgamation mo ní yẹn nìkan ló lè fi wẹra wọn mọ́ mo ní adẹ̀ ní evidence yẹn ẹni yẹn wọ́n expect pé kémi fóun ní evidence nígbà tí mo ní àwọn ọba kan travel wá sí UK wọ́n ní ṣé mi lè fáwọn olórúkọ àwọn ọba yẹn ẹ fògùn sẹ́nu ni ẹ bá tẹ̀ fi sẹ́nu gan èmi náà dúró lásán ìrìn àjò yìí ti jẹ́ kémi náà gbẹ́sẹ̀ dáadáa bá ṣe ń bẹ Ọlọ́run lọ́tún lósì torí pé àwọn kan wà ẹ fẹ́ wá extract information lọ́wọ́ wa kémi sọ fún yín àwọn ọba tí mo ní wọ́n wá sí UK so kémi mú yẹn fẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ ṣé journalist ni ẹgbọ́n tí bàbá yìí sọ nísìnyí pé báwo lẹni ṣe mọ̀ kóun wà ní bíbà because journalist máa ń lọ wá nǹkankan ni so èyí tẹ máa ń pè ru and cause bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn èmi ti mo ní the problem is ẹ̀yin tẹ wà lamẹ́ríkà àti ní Europe lọ sílé kẹtẹ lọ bá bàbá Akintoye pé kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe ní bíbà ẹ̀ báwo la ṣe lè ràn yín lọ́wọ́ inú yàrá yìnyẹn náà lẹ ti fẹ́ gbọ́ gbogbo information èmi gbéra mi lọ ní mo take risk yẹn ni after tí mo ní máa jọ embassy ni mo ṣe lọ Nàìjíríà mọ tó mì ní ìgbà tí mo lọ ń pín flyer ní olóyè gan sọ fún mi pé kí n má lọ pín flyer kankan kí n jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn máa lọ ṣe náà kó má jẹ́ pé mi ló máa lọ pín flyer àbí gbogbo yín ti gbàgbé so èmi tèmi lọ risk ẹ̀yin fẹ́ jókòó sínú comfort zone yín lórí Zoom náà lẹ ti fẹ́ gba gbogbo information lórí WhatsApp try gan o ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi try gidi gan ẹ má ra ticket kẹ́ lọ sí Benin kẹ́ lọ́mọ tó ń lọ nípa Yorùbá nation so gbogbo tó ń lọ nínú Yorùbá nation orí social media ẹnìkan láti máa mọ̀ tó bá yá yín ra ticket lọlé information kan péré ni mo sì tèmi fi ń lọ sí Benin láti lọ bá ń deliver fún lóyè just one piece of information tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan gbọ́ tí mo sọ sí tí mo sí mi wọ́n dẹ̀ bá ń lọ deliver fún Ìgbòho ẹ mọ ètò cost wa ni èyí jókòó sínú yàrá yín ẹ jókòó sínú pálọ̀ yín ẹ fẹ́ máa gbọ́ Yorùbá nation ẹ lè fẹ́ mọ gbogbo tó lọ nínú Yorùbá nation try gan ẹlòmíì ẹ máa jí tílẹ̀ máa mọ mọ́bà ẹ máa bá nínú Yorùbá nation pé tá a bá ní ká dúró ti gbogbo ti yíbà yẹn níbi kankan tá à ń lọ time waster ṣé tẹ̀yìn bá ń kọ́lé sí Nàìjíríà at some point ní lọ́lé lọ wọlé yẹn mò ń béèrè ní o tẹ bá ní project tẹ́ ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà ń da tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì kẹ lọ́lé but owó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tẹ́ fẹ́ fi lọ Benin nísìn ó wọ́n fún yín ní láti pẹ́ ní Benin náà gbogbo àná là níṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe náà ẹ rò pé àwa náà níṣẹ́ ni ẹ lọ níjọ́ Thursday ẹ débẹ̀ ní Friday kẹ check out níjọ́ Sunday kẹ padà sí America níjọ́ Monday kẹ padà sẹ́nu iṣẹ́ kò sẹ́ni tó máa mọ̀ fẹ́ travel ẹ fẹ́ ṣe yẹn ẹ fẹ́ jókòó ẹ fẹ́ máa àṣírí lẹ̀ ń wá ẹ rí lóòótọ́ ẹ rò pé èmi tèmi náà lọ́lé ojú lásán ni èmi náà lọ́lé pé kí n lè lọ mú confirmer ní ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ mú pé confirmer pé tóòtọ́ la ń ṣe Yorùbá nation torí èèyàn lè jókòó sáàbùrọ̀ kan máa ní wọ́n ń ṣe Yorùbá because a ti mọ̀ pé ìrìn àjò àwọn Yorùbá bíi Tinubu yẹn cartel burúkú ni bó ṣe wà yẹn kò sí organisation Yorùbá tó ti pọ̀ tó ṣe bó ṣe wà yẹn bá criminal gidi ni ẹ má fojú di bó ṣe wà yẹn ó lè pààyàn bó ṣe wà yẹn Bọ́lá Tinubu tẹ̀rín yẹn àwọn tó mọ̀ dáadáa ló sọ fáwọn abẹ́ ó lè pa anybody ambition ẹ̀yẹn tó fẹ́ fi di president yẹn he was ready to kill anybody ó pa anybody dànù kò sí tó kan ó lè ti di president nísìn Ọlọ́run ti fún ṣe ìtọ́ wá kù nísìn ni pé kájọ máa wo ibi tó kù sí bóyá òun ló ní strength láti stop Yorùbá nation ká máa wò ó ìyẹn mo ṣe béèrè ní àkọ́kọ́ nínú the beginning of the program pé ṣé a fẹ́ dúró kólóyè dé ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni tá a bá ní ká dúró kólóyè dé then a máa ní sùúrù díẹ̀ ni but a bá fẹ́ push out kólóyè bá wa lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ó possible káàkiri ti máa ká ti kí gbogbo ẹ ti máa rọ́ kólóyè bá máa fi dé báyìí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa rọ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ ni wàá jókòó sínú yàrá wa gbogbo wa ní Yorùbá nation ló gbé ibà nínú group wa náà Ọlọ́run fún wa ṣe so mo kàn ní kí sáré bí yẹn ṣe wá sí mind because n tó jẹ́ kí n rántí nígbà tí bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn béèrè lọ́wọ́ màá rí wáyé níbẹ̀ ó ń bi journalist yẹn pé how did you find where I am journalist gbọ́dọ̀ wábi tó bá wà ní àfi tá a bá fẹ́ rí nǹkan pè ní journalist nìyẹn ìwọ náà máa ní network so èmi máa wá gbé gbogbo information máa gbé fún yàn kan lórí phone ẹni tí mo tẹ̀ rírí bàbá tẹ̀ tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ náà mo rí yín rí ni mo bá anybody màá wá gbé information màá wá gbé fún yín látòrí phone irú information yẹn bá fẹ́ gbàgbọ́n ẹ ra ticket ẹ wá bá mi ní London ni African Confidential travel wá sí mo ní ṣó wá ṣe nǹkan ní London ó ní no ó náà kọ́ wa kí mi pé mo ṣe gan fún iṣẹ́ tí mo ṣe ó dẹ̀ fún mi ní dọ́là dáadáa intan pè láwọn èèyàn nìyẹn Azeez ló wá láti Miami yẹn nísìn àwọn tó wá Prophet Ológunolúwa wọ́n lè jókòó sí Amẹ́ríkà náà so ẹjọ́ eléyìí níta gbé dání kan ṣeré o àwa ò lè take risk débi ṣé báyìí kíyàn kan máa rò pé a fi ń ṣeré ìyẹn mo ṣe ní a máa fọ́ gbogbo èèyàn yán ni ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yè ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ ẹni máa kú ni ẹni máa yè ló máa yè ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ pé kò ní dìjà yẹn èmi sì sọ fún yín bá ba ìjà ń bọ̀ gidi ìjà gidi ń bọ̀ ìjà wotowoto gidi so ilé ń ṣeré o ẹ bá rò pé ẹ bá wá ibi tẹ́ ti ń ṣeré ẹ gbé sí Nollywood ẹ máa wo Nollywood ibi tó ti ń ṣeré pánbẹ̀ àwọn òṣèré pa ní bíbà a serious gan ni o life and death ní kan tá gbé dání ìyẹn lólórí burúkú Buhari nísìn ní ṣe ń bi Justin Welby ìyẹn mo ṣe mú program yìí wá because mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Justin Welby mọ̀ pé ó ti commit crime fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ó ti commit crime because ìwọ ló shield Buhari bó ṣe shield John Smith tó ń tọwọ́ bọ̀ dé àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké so yín tẹ́ wà ní abroad tẹ́ máa ń sọ pé à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé ẹ lè fi àdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́ àtowó ẹ má wàá máa tún ẹ fẹ́ gba information lọ mi ti máa fún yín ní information tí bá fún yín ní information yẹn nísìn mo mọ tẹ́yìn fẹ́ fi ṣe ni ẹ rò pé mi náà mọ tí mo fẹ́ fi ṣe ni so gbogbo information la máa kó síta mo ní káwọn bá jáde kọ́ wá deny fáwọn sign amalgamation wọ́n sọ pé kébì wá bá ẹ̀ńtọ́ kíní kan mi pẹ́lú ẹ̀ńtọ́ organize ìyẹn dé London rí ni ibo ló mọ̀ tí London wà go jágbe okay not yet I just started 1 hour more ṣe kó jágbajàgba lẹ máa fi tí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fi sẹ́nu gan sẹ̀fẹ̀ mi gan àníyàwó mi gan ṣàìsùn màmá mi gan ṣàìsùn èmi gan ṣàìsùn bí bá tẹ̀yẹ pé máa ń sùn máa ń datọ́ àwa gan dúró àná nísà wà nínú prayer látọdún 3 la ti ń ṣe prayer yẹn every Tuesday mísẹ̀rì kò bá ìdẹ́yàn méjì bàbá mi Stephen Emmanuel wà lórí ètò pẹ̀lú mi níbí bá àwa 4 ni èèyàn kan wá kọ̀ dé ẹ fẹ́ gba information lọ́wọ́ wa náà máa gbélé yín lọ́wọ́ ni máa kàn gbélé yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ fi àfọ̀ṣẹ sẹ́nu ni I take time gbogbo yẹn ẹ̀gbọ́n tẹ máa ń pè mí yẹn ẹni tó bá nìkan tó an African Confidential ó travel wá sí London mo ní ṣe ó nìkan tó wá ṣe ó ní nǹkan wá kí mi ni òun kàn ní kóun kí mi pé kóun dúpẹ́ fún mi fún iṣẹ́ ta gbé dání kóun dẹ̀ rí mi personally pé that's it òun ò ní nǹkan kan ó dẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ sọ pé ó gbé kámẹ́rà bí nǹkan kan dábàá ní ó wá gba information kan mo dẹ̀ kúkú information kan mo fẹ́ fún adẹ̀kọ̀ kíra adẹ̀ lọ ó dẹ̀ fún mi lówó dúpẹ́ fún ẹ ṣe sùúrù o Yorùbá nation yìí kò ń ṣe eré o kò ń ṣeré rárá ó ti restrict wa for so many things ẹ̀yin gbogbo yín lẹ ní life yín nísìn life tiwa nísìn àti adjusted ẹ rò pé mi náà fi máa káàkiri bí ẹ ṣe níwò nímọ̀ ni gbogbo yín nísìn lẹ ti ra ticket ẹnu ẹ̀ bá tẹ̀ lọ Nàìjíríà Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà tẹ̀ ti dàrú bí fọ́dẹ̀ ní àdúrà tèmi nìyẹn níwò ẹni bá bá ń lọ náà èyí tẹ́ bá ṣáà ní American passport ẹ ṣáà make sure pé passport yín yẹn ẹ mú dání British passport yín Canadian passport tó bá dẹ̀ pé indefinite náà ni mo ní kẹ́ máa lọ lé o but ẹ prepare for any eventualities èmi ò sọ pé kankan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní December èmi ò ṣe wòlíì o tó bá dẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ó bá anybody náà níbi tí tá a bá wà náà ni ogun máa ń káyàn mọ́ anywhere náà ni nígbà tí tó wá bọ́ǹbù ìlú yìí ó ká èmi náà mọ́ bíbá ẹni 2005 probability wa pé ó lè jẹ́ pé èmi náà ni máa wà lára àwọn 51 yẹn Ọlọ́run ò kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ṣèkíyàn kan máa fún wa ní fàbú pé ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun la mọ̀ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun jágbajàgba náà òwe jágbajàgba ká ló fi máa mọ̀ ká ló fi máa gbọ́ yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ prolific child abuser ká tó wá lọ sọ́dọ̀ ká tó ṣe yẹn bí a máa wá open phone line tó yà lè dáhùn tó fi dá sí some of you that have intelligence bí abẹ́mi ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ yẹn bí ẹ̀yin náà ní kankan tẹ́ fi àdìmọ́ ká tó wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Aregbesola so ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sínú arákùnrin tó ń béèrè pé báwo lọ ṣe mọ ibi tó ń wà ọmọ àlè.
Do you have any regrets for that?
I'm not talking about this. I'm sorry, it's...
Don't the victims deserve to hear why you did it?
How did you know I was here?
Don't the victims deserve to know why you did it?
I'm not talking about what we did at all.
What about Mark Stibbe? What about Richard Gittings? All these people, they've spoken to us, they respected you, they looked up to you. Do you think what you did was Christian?
I'm not answering any questions.
Why did these young men have to bleed for Jesus?
There's no question of that at all.
Mr. Smythe, when will you face justice?
He didn't face justice because somebody protected him from facing that justice. That is this man. Bàbá tẹ̀ ń wò lẹ́yìn mi tó pè rẹ̀ ní Archbishop of whatever. Bàbá, just like Aregbesola tí kò jẹ́ ká rí justice, ó wá ṣe ń gbẹ́nu jàgbàjàgbà jáde nísìn. Ó sọ fún wa pé revolution ń bọ̀ Nigeria. So I hope we are getting the message that we are trying to portray tonight. Pé Cherry, what he damaged, a lot of things have been damaged. A lot of lies have gone too far. Especially the lies from this country called UK. Irọ́ wọn ti pọ̀ jù. Ògbólógbò irọ́, Nigeria will be better. Nigeria will be this. Irọ́ ló wà níbẹ̀. Irọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀nbẹ́ẹ̀bẹ́. Irọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀nbẹ́ẹ̀bẹ́. And I don't want to go kàn wá bí akaruwa fídíò kan sí kákọ̀ fi gbọ́ nǹkan tí Archbishop sọ. Ṣó release audio náà àbí kí ló fi resign? Pé lọ bí a máa rí fídíò.
Archbishop of Canterbury.
Irọ́ ìtẹ́mi náà ń sọ àwọn ilé voice over ní èmi náà ti ṣe voice over náà pé gbọ́ ibi tó ti ń sọ.
Archbishop of Canterbury.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ BBC tí BBC yẹn máa dàbí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ti BBC. Ẹ kúkú like BBC. So I will now open the phone line in case you want to say something on this. Yeah, you know, ní area tẹ́tẹ́ fi gbé wọlé pé Koiki wọ̀ tẹ́ rántí touch bíbà. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe wo ni mo ṣe gbé kalẹ̀. So maybe you might have something to add to it as well. Let's play this video and then I'll open the phone line. If otherwise, we move straight to Aregbesola.
Nigeria Justin Welby has resigned days after he was criticised in a report over his handling of the case of a prolific child abuser associated with the church. John Smythe, who died 6 years ago, subjected around 130 boys and young men to physical, sexual and psychological attacks over decades. The Archbishop, who was made aware of the abuse in 2013, was criticised in the report for not going to the police. Today, Justin Welby said he felt a profound sense of shame that more was not done by the Church of England and that it was clear that he must take personal responsibility. Our religion editor, Aleem Makbul, reports.
It was a turbulent 5 days that led to the resignation of the Archbishop of Canterbury. Last Thursday, a report landed that was heavily critical of the church and of Justin Welby in their handling of a man who abused more than 120 boys.
Fairly quickly.
Survivors shared their harrowing tales.
I kept the beatings a secret apart to my very close family, friends.
And the Prime Minister spoke about it.
My thoughts are with the victims here who have obviously been failed very, very badly.
The Archbishop apologised for not doing enough to stop the abuse, but for many that was insufficient.
Sadly, his position's untenable, so I think he should resign.
Today, the Archbishop announced he would. In a statement, the Archbishop says the Macon Review has exposed the long-maintained conspiracy of silence about the heinous abuses of John Smythe.
You need to come and tell us about Buhari as well. This one that you are talking is just for the prolific John Smith that you defended and protected. You need to come and also explain to us what you know about Buhari. You need to come and tell us what you know about President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sọ fún wa in tó mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. And we need to know as quickly as possible.
When I was informed in 2013 and told that police had been notified, I believed wrongly that an appropriate resolution would follow. It's clear that I must take personal and institutional responsibility for the long and re-traumatizing period between 2013 and 2024. The Archbishop of York, with whom he's worked closely for many years, said it was the right thing to do, but it had been a difficult time.
I admire him for taking this decision, which is about him not taking the blame for all of this, but exercising leadership and responsibility for the failings of the church.
I'm John Smythe.
Those failings related to keeping people safe from this man. The first cases of abuse by John Smythe at Christian summer camps were in the mid-1970s. By the early 80s, church officials were informed, but there was what the report calls an active cover-up. In 1984, Smythe carried on his abuse in Zimbabwe and later South Africa. We know the Archbishop of Canterbury was definitely told by 2013, but the abuse continued and was exposed by Channel 4 in 2017. Smythe died in 2018 without ever facing justice. It's the case that'll haunt Archbishop Welby, who now steps down.
It's incumbent upon senior leaders in any organisation, not just the church, to set the tone and model the good behaviour for others in their organisation to follow. And this is, of course, critically true in relation to safeguarding. So it seems appropriate.
There's no timeline as to when just.
Church of England abuse case. As we leave that alone, we come out of that, and the next one will be the discussion of what we have been talking about: Yoruba nation, self-determination, and why the Yoruba should exit Nigeria now. But alàgbà kan jẹ́ kó yé wa pé there is crisis that is brewing. Níbo ni crisis yẹn ti máa wá? Ṣé ilẹ̀ Haúsá ni? Ṣé ilẹ̀ Igbo ni? Ṣé Middle Belt ni? Ṣé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni? Ṣọ́dọ̀ àwọn Àsárídòkúbọ̀ ni? Ṣọ́dọ̀ Elzakizaki ni? Ṣọ́dọ̀ àwọn Biafra ni? Ṣọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa Sunday Igboho ni? Níbo lẹ̀yin rò pé gbogbo crisis tó fẹ́ erupt ní Nàìjíríà? Níbo lẹ̀yin rò pé ó ti máa jáde? It's a question I'm just asking. Níbo lẹ̀yin rò pé crisis yẹn ti máa erupt? A ti gbọ́ nípa ti Archbishop, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yẹn sílẹ̀ nísìnyí, so that we can move swiftly because of our time. All the crisis that is about to start, níbo lẹ̀yin rò pé ó ti máa ṣẹlẹ̀? And when likely is all this going to happen? Because as things stand right now, many people are just only sitting behind and waiting. We talked about this in the afternoon, but program was Archbishop Omoko Adi Elemo, just to complete it because I was kind of in a rush. I'm asking the question. Kí lẹ̀yin rò? Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa tẹ́ wà lórí ìjókòó. The line is +44 74 0440 5917. Aregbesola ń sọ fún wa pé ká lọ máa múra sílẹ̀ o nítorí wàhálà tó ń bọ̀. Mo kí èèyàn wa a lè máa kí yín nísìn bí ẹ ti ṣe ń wọlé ní méjì mẹ́ta. What do you think? Láti ọdún mẹ́rin láti ń wọ́n àwọn governors wa, àwọn ex-governors, àwọn ex-politicians lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, bó ṣe ni wọ́n bá wa dá sí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ kọ́là wa tó ń bọ̀ ká gbọ́ láti ọ̀dọ̀ wọn. Hello kọ́là.
Hello sir.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ sà.
Ẹ káalẹ́.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ káalẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ yín. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí.
The problem is coming from every angle in Nigeria. Níbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ dé, níbi tí wàhálà yẹn máa dé. See, I'm everybody, I'm choosing my two. I want to die as hero. Charlie, everybody was just sitting down to take steps. So it is coming from all over angle in Nigeria. Okay. We have gold, we have uranium, we have columbite, we have everything that can make this country better. And we became a game in 275. Could it have anybody?
Okay.
Everyone was
I'm going, sir.
Anybody to make it draw this out. Get it draw in 2075.
Okay.
Do you know my age? Do you know what my age would be that time? Couldn't come for anybody. Anybody. The British know. I didn't want my budget. But when we get it, don't 75. I am a Christian. I go to church. If my pastor, to one of them, they get any man. I go.
Okay.
See, the thing is coming. Which I shall go to the to never creation. These people are controlling the mind of everybody. They are keeping quiet. If that you want to read there, that you want to make everybody man on church. One of them stood up. One of them stand up. Okay, but they came out and stuff. But for the life of the people, for the humanity, give it them to criticism. Only love your neighbor as yourself. Aside that, there is no law again. Whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a somebody is not going to wait for 2075. Professor Fowler, what did they I get you for doing that. Am I worried? Again, me, I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm going to die as zero. I'm not going to die as a common man. Let me take it in. We have everything. I want back to watch everything. One episode, watch it. See, do you know what happened last week? I was crying. One day one week divide. 1 week, one day leave. One black egg color. One day there with the active for you. Ever loaded with a count to 80. Security hotel. Don't they begin late? That's the day I called you.
Morati, yeah.
One day I learned the express with the school. One day I did ever loaded Nicholas Big Friday. I did the video. One day I entered the web. 80. One day was express. And you are saying to us, I say, we should wait till 75. But our British slaves are back.
Wọ́n gbádùn ẹ̀ brọ́dà mi o, wọ́n gbádùn gidi ni o, mo ṣeré o, àwọn ọmọ British gbádùn bí ṣe bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìnyí, wọ́n ń travel káàkiri ni o, wọ́n ní restriction o, wọ́n gbádùn o, wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ o, wọ́n gbádùn o, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, ẹ máa kẹ́ni kankan sọ fún yín pé àwọn ọmọ kan wà nílùú ẹ̀wọ̀n gbádùn o, anybody tó bá jẹ́ British citizen wọ́n gbádùn o, so ká mọ ta pé ṣe o, ẹ̀rí pé mi náà ti dìde báyìí nísìnyí, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gbàdúró díẹ̀ mo ṣe dìde pé akọ̀tún dúró díẹ̀. Ìbóhùn náà láti rí tí Archbishop nísìnyí tó ti jẹ́wọ́ nísìnyí pé bó ṣe ń lọ. Okay. Okay. Òun ni o. Àtẹ̀mọ́ bó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó possible. Bá tẹ mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ àti mọ̀ nísìn. Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ara ti kan brọ́dà yìí o. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lára ṣe kàn yín náà? Àsìkò tẹ́rí kò ń ṣe tá a bá parí program lẹ́ máa wá pè wá. Àsìkò tá a bá wà live báyìí, òun ni kẹ́ pè wá. Ká gbọ́n tẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ sọ, kẹ́yìn náà bá wa dá sí. Torí ọdún 4 la ti wà lórí ìrìn àjò yìí. Kódà àwọn kan ní wọ́n ti compromise ẹ̀, àwọn kan ní kò serious, àwọn kan ní irọ́ ló ń pa, àwọn kan ní kò tẹ̀ sí any plan. But intẹ́ ẹ̀dàrú kẹ tó mú plan ẹ̀ jáde, àwọn kan tẹ̀ náà wọ́n ti gba tiwọn. Èmi ò mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbà mí kan tí ìjọba mi dẹ̀ ṣe ń rán ẹ̀, èmi ò rí yẹn rí láyé. At least àwa náà 40 something ni wá à ń ṣọmọ kékeré mọ́. But intẹ́ à ń sọ ni pé báwo ni a ṣe fẹ́ púṣì ọ̀rọ̀ tó kù sí ibi tí a fẹ́ kó dé. Eléyìí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Koiki nìkan. Èmi ti jẹ́ ká mọ stand gbogbo wa, but àwọn kan ní stand yẹn ká sì fi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ báyìí. Ọbásanjọ́ sọ ó ní you gotta push them. Ṣé orí social media láti máa push àwọn tá à ń sọ yìí? Àwa ní ìwọ náà máa bọ̀ ń lè. Mo ní àti wálé kọ́ ni problem tàwa, àwa máa wálé. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo diaspora ló máa wálé. Tinubu ò ní fún yín ní Yorùbá nation. Kò dẹ̀ ní support ẹ̀, kò ní endorse ẹ̀. Irọ́ tó máa pa káàkiri òun ló tilẹ̀ ti rí yẹn tó ń lọ káàkiri bí ẹṣin oníwòlímọ̀. And the time is not there. TikTok àwọn olóṣèlú ti ń plan 2027. Kí làwọn fẹ́ ṣe to make sure that ọ̀rọ̀ 2027 kan ló wà nílẹ̀ mọ́ nísìn. Ẹ dá sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kájọ gbé yẹ̀ wò. ẹ má bẹ̀rù, kò sẹ́ni tó máa kúnnu wa, gbogbo wa máa survive ẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ kú à máa rántí ẹ̀. Àìmọye àwọn Americans tó ti kú tó ń rántí táwọn family wọn tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé èèyàn kú fún wọn tó dẹ̀ ń gbádùn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ká jọ gbé yẹ̀wò. Ẹ ló kọ́là ẹ bá gbé sókè. Àwa ni ẹ sà. Àmín Jésù Kristi. Don't do that thing is spicy one. The one I bought yesterday. I couldn't get the one that is not spicy. Let's finish this out. Kò enough bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Aṣẹ́dùmarè. Aṣẹ́dùmarè. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, ó dáa. Nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pè sí ní +44, ẹ lè pè direct, ẹ lè pè lórí WhatsApp, méjèèjì là ń gbà lórí kọ́ọ̀lù wa níbí báyìí. Ṣé a fẹ́ push out àbá fẹ́ slow down kí àwọn olóṣèlú kan tún darí wa lọ sí another 2027? Eléyìí ò ń ṣe pé Koiki ló máa ní kò ní sí election mọ́. Ṣé gbogbo wa la fẹ́ kí election hold àbá àfẹ́ kí election kò hold? Tábàdé fẹ́ kí election kò hold, kí la máa ṣe sí? Dizzy máa sọ pé he is campaigning for a two-state self-determination solution. Ìyẹn ẹja gbójú Tinubu wọlé ká lè máa rí ní background. Torí Tinubu ló lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn Saudi Arabia tó ń bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kó jọ̀ọ́ kó jẹ́ kí àwọn Palestinian kó nílùú tiwọn, àmọ́ ó náà wọ́n fẹ́ kí Yorùbá àti Biafra àti Arewa kó lọ kí gbogbo wa sì wà ní Nàìjíríà. Dizzy máa wá sọ pé he is campaigning for a two-state self-determination solution, but they ignore the campaigners of this self-determination in Nigeria. The international community is thinking about Nigeria address issues at all. Kí lẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ sọ sí? Ṣé a kàn máa sọ̀rọ̀ ni àbí a máa ọ̀dà pé TJ ti pè mí bíbà? Má bínú TJ. TJ ti pè mí lórí line bíbà. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá òdodo bí àṣà ìyá mi Dr. Ọmọwùnmí, ẹ gbọ́ tí bàbá yẹn ìyá yẹn máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní upper edge ju àwa tá wà níta lọ. Ẹ̀yin kọ́kọ́ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ káwa tá wà ní diaspora ká lè wá fọwọ́ kún yín. Bọ̀tẹ́yìn ò bá gbé ìgbésẹ̀ kí la fẹ́ ṣe? A kò máa rojọ́ ni ẹjọ́ tá à ń rò yìí a ti nídìí pé ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ nǹkan kan. Bàbá Akintoye ti sọ fún wa pé ká jáde, bàbá ò lè ní ká má jáde, Ìgbòho ò ní ká má jáde, bọ̀ kí là ń dúró dè? TJ bá ń gbóhùn sókè. Mo ń gbọ́ ẹ sà. Àmín Jésù Kristi.
Àwọn alálẹ̀ àmàdéjì ó ń jẹ́ ìlú gan ni. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó mi bẹ́lẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀ èdè ìpè, ó ní Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá sọ̀rọ̀. Kí ni Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá sọ? Ṣé fídíò mi àbí ọdíò ẹgbẹ́ àṣeyẹsì nítorí àwọn ọmọ Arẹ́gbẹ́ tó tó di gómìnà tó tó di kọmíṣánná lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. First commissioner in 1999 in Lagos State, ebi tèmi ni àdúgbò tèmi ni Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá fún fẹsẹ̀ rìn kiri. Àdúgbò tèmi ẹsẹ̀ fún Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá ilé tó kọ́ sí Babalọlá street Amadana street. Tí màmá kan lè ní ìmọ̀ ti yẹ. Ẹ sọ loud and clear ni mo sọ yẹn. Ilé iṣẹ́ máa lè loud and clear ni ẹ̀kọ́ ti sọ pé ìgbẹ́ kan story sílẹ̀. Tí ìrìn Yorùbá bá ṣe tán, tá a bá gbèrò gidi, tá a bá rẹ̀ láti ra ìwé ìkara wa, àgàgà ọ̀dọ́ ọ̀sìn, a máa rẹ̀ láti kọ story mi sílẹ̀. Tó tá a bá máa wí, a máa ní àwọn ancestor wa, wọ́n ṣe nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ṣé nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀ la fẹ́ ṣe sílẹ̀? Akọ́nà máa yí ọmọ oníṣẹ́ ìwé is a great hero. Ọ̀gá is a great hero. Many of them like that. Great hero la fẹ́ mú sílẹ̀. The life that we are living, we are going to pass it back to our own generation. Now our generation of the past is still power. Now our separation go, they are this, they are that. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to push them away.
you honor them that they are hero. But what are you going to leave behind for the next generation coming behind? So they get from the that's when you have said it before. Until the Tinubu for everybody, Yoruba, our team in Dafu. Aregbesola tó sọ̀rọ̀ sí ṣùgbọ́n Aregbesola àti Tinubu ṣùgbọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 5 and 6 ni wọ́n. 5 and 6 ni wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ní 1999 Aregbesola Ràúfù Aregbesola òun àti Tinubu wọn níwọ̀de ni wọ́n ládùúgbò mi.
Wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ilé tí Aregbesola tó kọ́ sáà ní wọ́n ṣọ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Ilé tí Aregbesola tó kọ́ sí Fatai Street Ògúnlànà ní Ẹgbẹ́dá Akọ̀wọ̀dọ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. A máa dáná sun ilé yẹn ni. Underground kò ní ilé yẹn kò tún gbé ní ilé yẹn ọ̀tún náà. Ilé tí Aregbesola kọ́ sílẹ̀ kò gbé ní ilé yẹn. Àwọn àbókí ló ń ṣe ilé yẹn. A máa dáná sun ilé yẹn gbẹgbẹ ní mo fi sọ. A máa dáná sun ilé yẹn ni. So ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn tẹ́tí rí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn tí àwa ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá bàbá ti ṣetán láti ra ìwé ìtara wa. A máa jà ẹjọ́ máa kú máa kú ẹjọ́ wa máa kú ó máa sọ ìtàn àwọn tó kú tó ní ọjà fáwọn ni wọ́n lè sọ ìlú ìbàjẹ́ láti tó ń ta wà yẹn. Àti ìṣètò ẹgbẹ́ ṣètò àwọn tó wà nínú ìgbà yóò tí ì tó. Ẹgbẹ́ gba sílé àwọn táwọn ń ta àwọn akọ̀kọ̀ tó gbọ́dọ̀ máa wálé oṣù tó yẹ wálé àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa wálé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Oṣù tó yẹ wálé
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa wálé. Ọgbà àkọ́kọ́ lè fi máa wálé tó máa dìbò bí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni máa náwó ìgbéga tó wáyé ìgbébi lẹ́yìn ká nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni máa ráwọn tó gbé progress they are coming back for their own benefit. Ó ti bàjẹ́ kọjá pé ká má dàrú rẹ̀. Òsì ní ẹ̀rọ ìṣẹ́fúnni ẹ̀kọ́ ìṣeré ní iṣẹ́ ìgbéyàwó bá ti ṣe. Like I'm in Yoruba, and I believe majority of us, I'm also Yoruba, left behind with our action. Now I'm also American Suru. This is very good. But I know Tito. I ever told, hey, you know that the people the breakfast on the program. Hey, you know the by the man of the development, and they are the name, they put it on the call that's what going nowhere. I mean, that's the way to the teacher tó láti gbà kó wà ipò kó tó bá gbà tó wà ipò ìlú ìlú tó wà yìí Amẹ́ríkà mi wà yìí kò sí nǹkan tó gbẹ́nu 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 we are all equal to ourselves. I can feed myself, you feed yourself because of the kó wá pé ní ẹgbẹ́ ẹni tó máa jẹ work we have to enable ourselves to earn money when we earn that money we can be able to do whatever we want. Even whatever we want ṣe é láti máa sọ bíbí oṣù tó jẹ́ owó ilé ìgbé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ máa wà Nàìjíríà máa jẹ́ owó ọdún kan ní oṣù mẹ́fà. And the manifestation machine, we have to change our idea, especially the Yoruba people. We need to change our idea. Our Yoruba people must share our YouTube with our people. Tí ẹ bá tó ẹ máa bọ́ síta. Ní ìṣẹ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, thank you my brother.
Tíjẹ ní tí àyẹn bá tó a máa fọ́n sí gbòòrò. Àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ fọ́n sí gbòòrò, wọ́n ń dúró kí olóyè Ìgbòho wá bá wọn fọ́n sí gbòòrò náà. À ń dúró kí ọmọ Adéyẹmọ jáde. Nígbà tó ọmọdé Yẹmọ ní òun ò kì í ṣe àwọn kan tí wọ́n ní ìjà ọmọ Yorùbá ò ṣe é jà òun náà fẹ́ jàjà fọmọ Yorùbá àmọ́ àwa gan gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣípá ẹ má jẹ́ ká kọ̀ jókòó ká máa wá sínú gbogbo program Yorùbá Wuyì Bàbá Èkìtì nǹkan kan àní ká jọ ṣípá ẹ má ẹ̀ka dúró de Biafra ní December 2nd a lè ṣípá lọ́la a lè ṣípá lọ́túnla kódà a lè ṣípá lóru èní. Kí lè bá máa fi mọ́ kọ́gbọ́n gbòs kẹwàá wò bí àwa kan máa dìde àbá ní dìde kò nígbà tá a ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lọ mú gbogbo abígbà fẹ́ pé nǹkan kan ṣe wá ẹ bá ń gbóhùn sókè èyí tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín ẹ gbóhùn sókè alàgbà wa tó ń pè wá.
Hello, the white lion báyìí àgbàlagbòye.
òkè ọ báwa àwa náà kí.
Hello sir.
Ẹ mute background yẹn ká lè gbọ́ yín lórí fóònù nìkan ẹ mute tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ mi ní background.
Hello.
Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ à ń gbọ́ yín sẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o Akin a máa tún yín ṣe o.
Ẹ ṣé Èdùmàrè.
Kò dẹ̀ ní rẹ̀yìn lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ìkànnì àwọn ọmọ yẹn láti Tinubu ló là ní sà.
À ń gbọ́ yín sà mo mẹ́tọ́ ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Ẹ dákun ẹ mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa jẹ́ kí nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kù wa kó padà sí bó ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ǹké ṣe anything sà. Ó yẹ kí ọ̀rọ̀ mi kó ti yé ẹ bá dá nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kù ẹ bá wa dá padà. Ó wà so that a lè ríra wa pé ẹjọ́ tó lọ gbogbo àwọn elders yẹn bá wa connect wọn. ẹ ti gbọ́ ẹjọ́ ó ṣe pàtàkì àmọ́ àti sí gan báyìí ni ká ti máa múra kalẹ̀ ojú iná dẹ̀ là ń wò ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ fún yín ṣe àdẹ̀ níjó ìgbàgbára ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń dúró bàbá náà máa dúró ní sà. ẹ ṣe sà.
Thank you so much.
ẹ ká láyé wá o.
Okay, ọ̀nà àlàyé gan wo program lọ́wọ́ live náà máa ń wọ́n wò ní recorded. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní àsìkò táwa yìí àsìkò pé kó wá sọ tẹnu ẹ torí pé a ti sọ̀rọ̀ fáwọn èèyàn wa a ti mọ tó yẹ ká ṣe kí ló kù sí December tí ń lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ báyìí àwọn olóṣèlú náà máa ti ń prepare fún 2027 kí la máa ṣe òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ ẹgbọ́n sókè alàgbà wa tó ń pè.
Ẹ kú ètò ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà ẹ kú program ọlá máa wà pẹ̀lú yín sà. Ẹ wo ṣe rí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí honestly actions speak louder than voice. Anything below action kò sí ọ̀nà. Bá ní láti show action. Ṣẹ̀rí àwọn kan wà Nàìjíríà tó ti sọ Yorùbá nation wọ́n ti sọ the script. As in bíi pé eré ọmọdé torí gbogbo nǹkan ọ̀nà tí àwọn yẹn fi máa rówó náà wà so script làwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ náà ló dàbí pé social media náà ti ń pawó nsìn jẹ́ káwa náà join wọn káwa náà pawó. And this is not a script writing. Action. Ṣé kò tí ìpọ́dún kan tí mo wọ̀lú ìlú yìí ti sú mi. Mo sì mọ́ imagine ẹ̀ lọ́pọlọ mi pé àwọn èèyàn náà ti lo 25 years láti lo 40. How comes? Báwo náà ṣe ṣe tọ́bi lo 40 years pẹ̀lú gbogbo irọ́ pẹ̀lú gbogbo jàpẹ̀já tí sì tẹ àwọn aráàlú yóò tẹ̀ ẹ̀fẹ́ ká gbé lu wọn. Pẹ̀lú restriction lóríṣiríṣi. Ṣé bá kàn ṣe máa ṣiṣẹ́ máa san bills níbi nìyí.
Tábàtẹ̀ máa lọ san bill lọ́dọ̀ tiwa lọ́hùn. À mọ̀ pé à ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìlú wa. Ó mọ̀ pé ìlú wa láwà. A sọ pé a máa wá gbé níbẹ̀ for free. A sọ pé gbogbo nǹkan máa come cheap. A sọ pé à mọ̀ pé ilẹ̀ wa láwà. À mọ̀ pọ́dọ̀ wa là ń ṣe. Ilé ìta gbé dání yìí kò lè wọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ dáwọ́ bò ní kíákíá ní wàrà ń ṣe ṣá. Má yẹ kó pẹ́.
With action ni kò ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu with actions ni. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ pé ètò sá.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo bá yín sọ pásánà.
Ẹ máa sọ yẹn létà. Ẹ jẹ́ àlọ́ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa akéde ká tó wá sọ́dọ̀ yín bàbá wa kéde bí a ká kọ́kọ́ jọ kẹgbẹ́ lè kí gbogbo àjọ gbọ́ ká wá gbọ́ ìtẹ́ni náà máa bá wa sọ.
My US visa got denied recently, and this is what I have to tell you guys. You see these stupid videos that is be posting online. This stupid when you are there for your US visa. Oh God! Experience and our best teacher. When they gave me this blue paper, you see the way I smiled. I just did like this. I cried later, but I mean, recently got denied. I just want to tell US embassy, it's sharing. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo millions tẹ́ gbà, ẹ ti ṣeré. Una dey mad. Ṣé we not supposed to reform? I swear. This is how I feel right now. I don't know what to say, but I mean, if you are going for an interview very soon, pray. Just pray, because me, I pray and I fast. Do you get? I pray and I fast, but they still deny me. So I don't know what to say. I think, in fact, I experienced like 80 people in my face, 80 or 70 people in my face like this. With the ones that even came with kids, they got denied. I swear, like cue by cue, you are just going to the mirror, you are going to the glass. That be denied. Sorry, mommy, you reply another time. Sorry, mommy, you have to reapply another time. Sorry, mommy, it has been denied. When it reach my turn, I just give them my passport. Sorry, mom. I say, I know that you're gonna deny it. I think like 720 people got denied, like in my presence, like in my eyes. I think out of like 300 people that came for the interview, I think they will give only 5 people, and I think they used to know how many people they are going to give. Because I feel sad, but I mean, if I use my money buy car. Guys, I'm depressed. I'll reapply. I'm gonna reapply. I will go to that Yankee. When my sister was smart, I'm gonna enjoy Yankee. Bye, guys. This is the foolish paper they will give you if they deny it. This thing that is there no concern you. We no concern.
Báyé ṣe ń lọ ní ìsìn gan. Ọlọ́run jò jẹ́ pé fúnra wa gan lápadà fáyé rẹ̀ gan. Torí ńgbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ti sú wa, fúnra wa lápadà sọ pé kọ́lọ́ mọ́ bọ̀. àìkúlẹ̀ ní respect ní ká máa sọ pé àdó di àsìkò ọlọ́run àbí ilé ayé tá a pè lọ́jà tó jẹ́ wípé àmọ́jọ́ ọjà mọ́ gbogbo ẹ ti dá páro ẹ bá wulẹ̀ jà fi ìtìjú kárùn ẹ já sọ́ down everywhere.
ṣe rí i pé àwọn èèyàn pé activate Bishop Adesina ló send the video yìí sí mi ẹ̀gbọ́n tarakùnrin yẹn sọ ó lè dàbí ẹ̀fẹ̀ ó ní ẹja shut down everywhere àwọn kan ní wàá kó sójà síta wàá kó ọlọ́pàá síta normal nìyẹn but àwa la máa sọ pé interfere yìí o a ní kúrò lójú títì ọ̀hún ti tẹ bá fún wa ní interfere a ní kúrò lójú títì a máa wà lójú títì yẹn until our demands are met and what are our demands? Self-determination. Bàbá mi akéde ẹ bá wa gbóhùn sókè látọ̀dọ̀ yín lọ́hùn. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà. Ètò nìyẹn sà.
Àwọn kan rẹ́dì láti dáàbò àwọn náà máa sọ fún wọn pé ọlọ́pàá máa jáde lẹ́yìn tí ìjọba fẹ́ dáhùn tó wá pọ̀ lábẹ́ ọmọ tó bá rí pé lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yìn ni ara ni wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ wá táwọn wà níta ilé ìta ọmọ tó kàkà ẹ bá níwò ẹ bá níwò ẹ̀ àti bá parí láti parí. láì báwa ní níta níbi ẹ bá níwò ẹ̀ àti bá parí láti parí. ọ ẹ̀yin kẹ́ ẹ gbéra kẹ́ ẹ ṣe nǹkan tó tọ́ dáadáa àbújá òun lápò ojú aníbọ̀jì alẹ́ ní ká fẹ̀yìntì alẹ́ ní ká gbọ́kàn. make something happen. kẹ wá wò pé àwọn èèyàn máa wálé ní àwọn èèyàn wálé. ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tẹ́yí tó ń jáde nísìnyí èmi Fáṣọlá ni àti èwo lórúkọ yìí náà.
Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá.
Fáṣọlá jáde last week. Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá jáde náà ní wíkì. All these people àwọn ni wọ́n ti bayé jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. ọ̀rọ̀ wo ló tún wà lẹ́nu wọn tó tún fẹ́ sọ fún wa ọmọ Yorùbá. We just have to make something. kí wọ́n wò bóyá òun máa wá sílé. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni respect àwa tó yìí. sí jerry òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kò ní ká má sọ̀rọ̀. a nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa. We are ready to die for Yorùbá nation. But ẹ lè expect wa pé ká máa bọ̀ wá ká wá dá wàhálà lẹ̀. No, ẹ̀yin lára ni ẹ̀yin lè máa dálé kó wá máa wò bí a máa wá dàbà tó wálé. Alẹ́ ta gbógilé tí wàhálà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ we have a God that will stand for us. Ẹ̀yin jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ fún nígbà tí ẹ̀yin tẹ wà lé táwa wà ń tà tá à ń parí. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ jẹ́ kí àwọn international community rí pé ìyá ń jẹ yín tẹ̀ bá dìde? It won't work. Kò possible. Ẹ̀yin lára ni ẹ̀yin ló yẹ kẹ́ pariwo káwọn àjọ àbúrò àyìn pèsè àtó yìí táláwà àti ìpè jáde síta. But ilé gangan iṣẹ́ yẹn wà. Mr. Koiki ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lójoojúmọ́ in a good way in everything. Kí lẹ tún fẹ́ kí wọ́n kí lẹ tún fẹ́ understand? Kí lẹ tún fẹ́ understand? Just one trigger. Ẹ wò gọ́ fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Lámi tí o bá sí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ dẹ́ ní ìdí gbogbo kí ló sì wọ́n di ìta. Some of us we are close. Ẹ̀yẹ kò jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ kí wọ́n wà tó bá wọlé. Just let it happen. The only thing, Mr. Koiki, election Ondo State. They just this Saturday. Ẹ máa wo táwọn kan tó máa ṣe.
A máa ti gba búrẹ́dì àtàkàrà, a máa lọ vote.
Ẹ máa wo táwọn kan máa ṣe. Just share on them. They will still turn up.
A lọ vote. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti gba àkàrà yẹn tó ti jẹ́ tán, a máa wá diaspora tó máa sanwó owó ìkómọ tó máa ra this tó máa ra that. Níjọ́ la máa ṣe gbòòrò.
Ṣé ó ṣe yẹ kí anything tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá jọjọ́ náà ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ báwo ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé ìgbà tí ìyá àgbà máa sọ wá bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n láìpẹ́ máa fà yìí.
A fẹ́ fi hàn ṣe excuse me, and we don't need that. I need the Biafra láti fi ṣe excuse. I need the Biafra láti fi ṣe excuse. We have to do what we need to do, and we have to do it now, not tomorrow. It's got to be done now.
Kí wá kú lórí asán yẹn ní ìfẹ́ kú lórí asán ní ìfẹ́ kú lórí ìkan tó yẹ pé ìran tí ìrànlá máa jì rẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ibi tá a máa mú ètò yìí wá, òun náà ni a ti dé yìí, torí pé kò ń ṣètò tó máa lọ gírígírí kan. This is the second program for the day, and my team will still be also coming out. So as we are winding down from here tonight, mo kí gbogbo wa pé àní ṣe lásán, gbogbo wa náà lájọ máa ṣe àṣeyọrí lórí ẹ̀. Yorùbá Nation ń ṣe ń takọ̀ máa wá sórí mídíà tí à ń expect pé èèyàn mélòó ló wò mí. No. We need to push the things. Bí aláti ọ̀la, we go back to our discussion, the good news path to prosperity. We start touching it back. Actually, a couple of areas to cover, and we will do that. And on that note, mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa pé ẹ ṣé gan ni tí ẹ tún darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ìkànnì wa ní alẹ́ yìí. Bí ẹ ti ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìgbà. Àní ṣe lásán. Mo kí bàbá wa Moses Olaniran, Dizzy Man. We will build Britain, and it is time to build back. We have built Britain, and it is time to go back and build the best global Yoruba nation. We transform capitalism by human social capital innovation. Moki Mr. Kola Wale KSK, Moki enter our Instagram. Those of you on the Twitter, on the MixLR, Morimbe Moki pe justice, masses for justice. Thank you so much for the love. Ashegoni Moki gbogbo èèyàn wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní àṣálẹ́. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí lórí Facebook. Mo kí yín pé ẹ ṣe tẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa bàbá wa Saheed Balogun, Ọ̀túnlá Tèmítọ́pẹ́, ìyá wa Bísọ́lá Ọládélé. Mo kí sisters mi, ẹ̀yin sisters mi dáadáa. Mo kí yín o, àníṣe lásán. Mo kí ẹ̀yin brothers mi náà. Ìyá wa Evelyn Ọlá, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ yín mọ́mì. Mo kí brother mi Ọ̀dẹ́níyì Bọ́lájí. Ìyá wa Bísọ́lá Ọládélé, mo kí yín. Prince Adéwálé Adédìgbà, mo kí yín o. Túnjí Ọ̀jẹ́bùnmi, mo kí yín. Idris Abímbọ́lá, mo kí yín ní Òkè Ògùn. Mo kí ní gbogbo 119 local government tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ọlágbẹ́gi Adémọ́lá, mo kí yín sà. Ganiu Sùrájù Àlàbí, mo kí yín. Saheed Balogun, good job my brother. God will be with you. No retreat, no surrender. Ẹ máa ká fẹnu sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká take gbogbo necessary steps. Ẹ ká take. Ganiu Ọdẹ Oyelabi Amusa, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀ mo fi kí yín. Mo kí yín ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní northern part as well, tí ibẹ̀ ni ẹ fi ilé sí. Mo kí Wàlátà, mo kí Mọ̀mísí mi, mo kí Ọlá Tony Ages, mo kí Bishop Adesina. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Abdul Samad, mo kí yín sà. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi ní orí Facebook kan náà pé ẹ ṣé gan tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́. Mo kí àwọn tíìmù wa láti Ọlámilékan pẹ́. Mo kí Mr. Peter Iyọlá, Babátúndé dáadáa, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ yín, ẹ̀yin dáadé, ẹ̀yin brothers, ẹ̀yin ajúnilọ, ẹ̀yin tíìmù náà jùlọ. Karim Abdulrahman, mo kí nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ayinde Usman, mo kí Adéṣọyè Adékúnmi, mo kí yín sà. Mo kí ẹ̀yin student, ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́n tí Ṣòwòrẹ́ sọ. Age 21 ni Ṣòwòrẹ́ ti ń tá tán, tá a bá tá tán àlọ́bì kankan. Idris mo kí ẹ o. Yẹmí Fátókí, ó ní ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Òkè Káyọ̀dé, Elédùmarè will continue to strengthen you. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa pé àmì rí jù báyìí lọ lórí ìkànnì ti Koiki Media ti àṣálẹ́ yìí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, ẹ̀yin ìyá wa, ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ẹ̀yin àbúrò wa. Bàbá mi Victor Ajila sọ pé Yorubas have talked the talk. Yorubas have now to walk the walk. A ti sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀, a ti fòwe sọ̀rọ̀, a ti fẹ̀nà sọ̀rọ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la fi sọ̀rọ̀. Bàbá ń dúró pé ó dìgbà téèyàn kan bá dé. Bàbá wa Ìgbòho ó dúró tì wá kigbíkigbí. Bọ́ bá halẹ̀ mọ́ wa, ó máa dìde lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Àmọ́ ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà ṣó akọni ọmọkùnrin torí pé kí ni kò sẹ́nì kankan tó máa gbára wọn sílẹ̀. Bàbá mi Jimmy Kọ́yà ẹ ṣé gan ni fún super chat ẹ fún wa lọ́sàn-án yìí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo Abdullahi mo kí Ọlákúnlé Spark Lizzy mo kí Fágbémilékè mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbà Ajijangbara Media TV Pavilion TV mo kí ọ mo kí iSin TV ìjọba ìkàlò mo kí Jeremiah gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti gbaṣọ tí a lò fún rally aṣọ yẹn ṣe máa dé padà torí wọ́n láti ṣe àwọn production sí tó bá ti dé gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a jẹ láṣọ pátá àti ibi tó bá kù sí náà la máa sort out mo kí gbogbo wa pé ìrìn àjò yìí ó ti kọjá spiritual side physical side ni ó kù ká ṣèkẹ̀ kó mì gìgìgìgì kó mì fúnjọ́ kan ìjọ méjì ìjọ mẹ́ta gbogbo yìí lẹ máa nu pé yes a ti wà lójú ọ̀nà bàbá mi Benjamin Adumati mo kí yín o ẹni Ọlọ́run dá mo kí ẹ mo fojú pa yín rẹ́ mo kí ìyàwó Elizabeth Adesanya mo kí Pastor Mo mo kí GR1 Kúnlé Shita Lánrè Lámìnà mo kí ìyàwó Molo Olúwakẹ́ Olúgẹ́ mo kí yín mà mo kí Frank Dudu mo kí ní Dublin mo kí bàbá mo kí ìyá mo kí màmá bọ̀bọ̀ mo kí Yetunde's Kitchen mo kí bàbá mi Kúnlé mo kí Olúṣesí mo kí ẹ̀yin ti Belfast Ọláwálé Alábí mo kí ẹ o mo kí brother mi ìyàwó Sarah Ajayi mo kí yín mà mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun ní different platform akíkanjú ni ìfẹ́lódùn ni chief imam àwọn kan ní àwọn ògbúrò chief imam pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ níbo ni chief imam wà bóyá àpò wọn kọ́ wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ní ẹnujọ́ mẹ́ta ìyá jagun mo kí kọmíṣọlá kò gbọdọ̀ kú Pavilion TV mo kí ẹ mbẹ bàbá mi Bashir Ibrahim mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí ọ̀rọ̀ ránṣẹ́ lábẹ́lẹ̀ everybody has a role to play role kan lèmi play triple DRS mo kí ẹ o and on that note this is how far we can go tonight so that we can have early night away ó dẹ̀ tún di ọ̀la lágbára Ọlọ́run but I'm sure more will be coming on the Koiki Media network and different platforms. Yoruba World Media náà máa jáde later. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ má jẹ́ ká sùn àsùnpara. Kò sẹ́nì kankan tó fẹ́ jẹ́ kí a free. Àwa la máa gbára wa sílẹ̀. Boko Haram olórí burúkú òun àti Justin Welby àwọn ọmọ ibi tí wọ́n jọ dì sí. Gbogbo ibi tẹ́ bá dì sí àṣírí yín máa tú o. Ó rán ayọ̀ lá máa sùn. Good night. God bless us. Ismaila Michael mo kí yín o. If I didn't mention your name, don't take it personal. We will move out of Nigeria, but we need to be out on the street to defend the territory. Wọ́n máa yìnbọn, wọ́n máa ṣe tear gas, kò sọgbọ́n ẹ̀, but àwa la máa ní ànígbà. And what we are saying is that tábà máa jáde, kò ṣe pé Ọjọ́ta la máa lọ. Every part of Yoruba land níbi tẹ́ bá wà láti máa jáde. Tábà lọ sọ́jọ́ta, wàá attack wa mọ́bẹ̀. Tábà lọ sẹ́jú kan, wàá attack wa. Everywhere nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, and it starts spontaneously. Àwọn kan lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ bá dikọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mbẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ and before you know things will start working itself. Oran Alamasun brother mi Yemi Fatoke ìyá mi Comfort Ológunjà and the rest of you ìyá wa ẹ̀yin bàbá mi good night God bless us God bless Yoruba nation God bless Baba Akintoye God bless Igboho God bless all our leaders we love you but if we do nothing is going to happen. Mukel Aziz Badeshiri easy.